Before I start this video, I would like to thank one of my subscribers, Nikki, for requesting this topic. It is believed that if you wanted to see a Bigfoot, the best place to look would be Washington State. But if you wanted to hear a Bigfoot howl, then your best bet would be Ohio. The story I want to talk about today is about a woman, Suzanne, who believes that she recorded audio of Bigfoot on the July 4th weekend of this year. Now, Suzanne, who escaped city life, moved into a more quiet neighborhood in Ohio, but she had no idea that she would become neighbors with Bigfoot, or so she believes. The first time she saw Bigfoot was back in 2013 when she noticed something huge running across the road. She stated that it had Superman-like arms, and its hair was stringy. She couldn't believe what she saw, and ever since this sighting, she's been a big believer in Bigfoot. Then just a couple weeks later, her brother-in-law howled into the night air, as during this time, there were loads of Bigfoot sightings being reported. And shortly after he howled, they both heard a howl back, and it didn't sound like a human. It started like a loud screech, then turned into a howl. And after hearing this, she decided to join the Bigfoot Researcher Organization, and she's been trying to record audio of Bigfoot ever since. But the activity that was happening around this time, back in 2013, just stopped. And this happens all the time in famous Bigfoot cases, as for a few weeks, there would be loads of Bigfoot sightings, and the whole town would be on edge. But then one day, the sightings just stopped coming in. Now, since there were so many sightings during this time period, they even made a movie about it called The Back 80. And recently, the sightings have been increasing after the long absence. Last year, a 20-year-old woman was leaving the gym at around midnight, and while she was walking in the parking lot towards her car, she heard a twig snap. So she looked and saw a huge creature just standing there staring at her. And this woman, she was scared to death. She stated that this creature must have been 7 to 8 feet tall. It was huge. There was no way it could have been a human. And once they saw each other, the Bigfoot ran back into the forest, and the woman ran back inside the gym, and she called her parents and told them that they needed to pick her up. And on the way home, the parents believed that she must have saw something she couldn't explain, as she was terrified. Now, what I find fascinating about the sighting is the Bigfoot also ran away. So maybe in some cases they too are just as afraid of us as we are of them. Then last 4th of July weekend, Suzanne believes that after years of recording, she finally caught something that might be a Bigfoot. On July 3rd, Suzanne wanted to camp outside for the night, and even though it wasn't 4th of July yet, there were still some fireworks going off here and there. Then around 3:40 a.m., she heard the first howl. Then shortly after, there were many others. And Suzanne, extremely excited, sent this recording to a Bigfoot audio specialist, and he or she stated, "There are a couple potential wood knocks in there, but it's hard to confirm given the quality of the recording. I do hear a responder after the third howl that suggests a second Sasquatch was in the area. It was not a coyote. That responder makes a low flat howl and ends with an up whoop. Then the coyote chorus kicks in." So they believe that this might have been two Bigfoots, one male and one female, talking to each other. Now let's go over what Bigfoot researchers believe is some of the best audio ever recorded of Sasquatch. There are two other recordings in Ohio that really stand out, and I want to compare them with the recording that we just heard. One of them was taken in 2015 and the other was taken in 1994, and I'll play the one from 1994 first. And please let me know what you think. Do they sound like they're coming from the same animal? Now these three recordings from 1994, 2015, and 2022 does seem to be coming from the exact same creature. Now in Ohio, they call their Sasquatch the Ohio Grassman because of all these hut-like structures people find when they're out hiking in the middle of nowhere. And there's no other animal other than us that would make something like that. Another thing I find fascinating is in almost every other region where there are Bigfoot sightings, the locals have a name for it, such as the Ohio Grassman, or the skunk ape from the south, the Yeti from Nepal, and Bigfoot, which is the name from the sightings from Northern California, Washington, and Oregon. Then we have the Yowie, which is from Australia, then the Sasquatch, which is from the Native Americans. And they too also have dozens of names from many different tribes. So it really is mind-blowing that there are so many names for a creature that according to science doesn't exist. Until next time, this is Paranormal Junkie. Make sure to hit that subscribe button and stay tuned.